Well, hello there. So you're trying to make a thumbnail? Well, you've come to the right place. I will teach you how. Very simple. Fast? Question mark? We'll see. Okay, so open up your Photoshop. Step number 1, very easy. So what you're gonna do is make your file. So when you open up Photoshop and you make a new file, it's going to ask you, what size do you want it, baby? We like it big here. Just kidding. Size matters, okay? So we're gonna put resolution 300 with 1280. Hello? 1280 by 720. At least that's how I make my thumbnail document. You can make it bigger if you want. You can look up different sizes, but this is what I do. And then simple as that, you just press create, and just like that you have your canvas. I'm gonna move my canvas a little to the right here so you guys can see a little better. There's a lot of buttons to Photoshop, and there's so many things you can do in Photoshop, but we're not gonna be worrying about all of those million buttons, okay? The first thing that you're gonna do is go over to your layers. Click on this layer button and press new layer. Now before we get started on the actual artwork, you have to think about what the thumbnail is gonna be, right? What are you making this thumbnail for? Is it for gaming? Is it for cooking? Is it for sports? Is it for makeup? Doesn't matter. You can literally make a thumbnail for anything. So once you thought about your subject and theme, go to Google and collect all the elements that you need. Well, for example, something that you won't find on Google is like your avatar, your logo, anything you related. And then we're gonna Google elements that you want to highlight in your thumbnail. Also, I want to note, if you're recording a video of some sort like this one, you can also include an image from your video into your thumbnail. So once you collected everything from Google, you're just gonna drag everything onto Photoshop. Just lay it on. Enter, enter, enter on top. And you'll see why I have all of these images here. Go ahead and just turn off all of your layers on the side. You don't have to do that, but I'm just gonna not overwhelm you guys with all these images. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna make the simplest thumbnail that you can make, and then you can add on. After you have dragged in all of your elements into Photoshop, go ahead and start building your thumbnail. Like literally, it's kind of like a puzzle. Just turn on your elements. I'm gonna use this picture of myself in particular onto the thumbnail. I'm going to make it bigger, and how I did this was Control T to control the size. That is the hotkey. There is also the tabs up at the top, but if you know the hotkeys, they are your best friend. So might as well start learning your hotkeys for Photoshop. So Control T allows me to control the transformation of this element that I'm using. So I'm going to stretch it big and place it off to the side, and I'm going to tilt it a little. Actually, I'm going to make it even bigger. So I'm basically teaching you how I make my own thumbnails. Again, you can create your own thumbnails to your own taste or whatever. I'm just giving you an example how to build one right now. Okay, so once I have adjusted the size of my PNG here, now we need to focus on a background. Perfect. This is my picture of Rick Astley. Honestly, it could be a better picture of him, but honestly, the video he made back then was super old, right? Okay, so same thing. I'm going to extend the background, and I'm going to put him off here to the side. I'm going to put him straight ahead. I can move my character if need be. You know, I'm going to move it a little more to the left. He can be a little bigger. We're going to use the Control T again to make him a little bigger. Gasp! Okay, now you have placed 2 images. Wow, you're almost there. But look, Kat, there's a white space. What do? There are multiple things that you can do with this white space. So you can turn off my layer. You can go over to the lasso tool here. You can highlight that white area. Oh Lord, my mouse. And then you can press generative fill and literally just press generate. Photoshop and AI is mwah. Definitely use it to your advantage when you need it. It should, in theory, fill out this space. Yeah, it will stretch it out. You can go through the options to see which one you like better. This one fits the most. You can keep generating to get different options until you get something that you like, or you can even mess around with the prompt and see if it does anything that you would like. So I'm gonna turn on my PNG again, and boom, there you go. There's a background. So literally just like that, you have made a thumbnail. Simple, 2 elements, that's all you need. What is the video about? Okay, there's me on the thumbnail. Sorry, I need to move it here where you guys can see it a little better. Literally, what do you need on your thumbnail? Me, that is me. I am the person making this video, and the subject is about Ashley. Literally, the thumbnail can be super minimalistic. Doesn't even need any words of any kind. Just as long as you're showing the subject, and it even might get people curious. Oh, what, Rick Astley? Are you trolling me or something? Or are you gonna troll someone else? And then they click on the video. You can also be more informative with the title. But if you want to take it a step further, you can also add text, and you just go over here to the side and press the text tool. Make the spot where you want to write down and type, "I'm never going to give you up." Lol. Just kidding. Okay, no. Better title would be like, "I met Rick Astley." What? That's his name, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's make this bigger. Make the text bigger. Definitely choose a better font. Also, you can mess with your font settings in this character. And if you do not see this, go up to your window. Go up to your workspace. I mean, I use photography because that is literally my daily job, but you can also turn on anything that you do not see from this window tab. Anyways, back to the text. I'm going to make it not so separated. Okay, I've customized it to how I want it. I need to make sure all the letters fit. Make it a little smaller. And now we need to make the text visible as much as we can, right? So what we're going to do is select the font layer that you have created. You're going to go down and go into FX. And then what you want to do is literally you can play around how you want to make your font. You can make your font unique to you. You can make your own font style with every thumbnail or change it up or whatever. Just as long as people know that it's your thumbnail because of the branding that you add. So I'm going to add a quick stroke just to make it pop off from the background. I am also going to put a drop shadow just to add a little shadow, a little bit, just to make it pop out even more. Just like that, we have text, and now I'm going to Control T the text and set it to how I want. I can stretch it a little. Just make sure you do not distort the text too much, because you want it to be illegible. Also, now that I have the text down, I can move myself if I need to with the same Control T, move myself. And yes, by the way, any image that you enter, you can add the same effects that you added to your text. Click on the layer that you wanted and go down to this effects, and you can add a stroke to your avatar even. Ta-da! I have a stroke now, which also can add to the element of your thumbnail. You have created a thumbnail with font. Now again, you can literally do this with any image. So I'm going to turn off this Rick Astley image, and here's some sport images. Wow, look, here's sports. People like sports. I can put myself here too. I can be like, whoa, did you guys see the sports that other day? Make it fit better, and you don't even have to use your element if you're going to use like just that. This could be a picture from your video. You could put text. You could be like sports rule, I guess. Definitely choose a good a good font again to catch the attention. Sports rule. I'm going to adjust the text how I want. I want it to be all caps, and then turn the font white. And then just like how I taught you guys, I'm going to click on the layer, go to the effects, press stroke, and add a stroke on it. I'm going to add a kind of reddish. Adjust the stroke to how you want it. Control T it again, and mess around with the size. You can make it more dynamic. You could definitely choose a different font here. I'll just you know, choosing an example. Also, you can manipulate the transformation by holding shift. By holding shift, it like pins it down, can transform like the sides, any side, like vertical and horizontal. If you're not pressing shift, it'll transform everything. It'll transform all sides, I mean. So now, if you're like, Kat, how do I make the picture look even better if I need to make adjustments to the picture? To give you another example, I'm gonna switch it to, let's see, for example, cooking. We're gonna Control T again. Control T is like your saver, guys. Literally Control T everything. You just, you know, make it big, and here is your thumbnail, right? So, Kat, it looks like not sharp enough. Can I make it a little bit sharper? Sure, absolutely. What I normally like to do is duplicate your layer. If you're gonna make any like adjustment to it, or like enhancement, or like anything that will change the image itself, I like to duplicate it, but that's just more like a security measure in case. So duplicate your image here by pressing Control J, and or you can just right click and press duplicate layer. But again, hotkeys in Photoshop will save your life, so definitely learn now. Control J will give you another layer. Make sure you are clicked on the correct layer. Go over to your filters and go to sharpen, and you can press sharpen until your heart's content. You can also mess with smart sharpen, which will give you more precise sharpening tools. You can also use the adjustments that Photoshop offers here to the side. You can use levels, which I like to use. In order to make sure the levels is only affecting the layer below, you press Alt and make sure that symbol shows up. Click in between the both layers, and now the levels is only going to affect the layer below. So now double click the layers, and again you can mess around with brightness, darkness, midtones. You know, you can make it white out, and then you can even like Sunday morning, sure, like Sunday morning, and then you can put like a drop shadow, just, you know, people can read it better. Wait, hold on, let me adjust this a little better, make the distance smaller, size maybe like right there, and then lower the opacity, and then I'm going to give it a small stroke, black, make it a little smaller. There you go. And now boom, now you have Sunday morning. Maybe make the font a little darker, actually. You can always go back and readjust, you know, maybe thicker. There you go, thicker drop shadow, you know, there you go, boom. And then you can also, for the image behind, you can also have it, you know, darker a little bit. Make it dramatic, you know, depending on the mood you're trying to give, you know. That can also work too. If you want to make the background mysterious a little bit, go over to your filters, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur, and then just raise the blur, and now you have like a little blurry cute background. And then you can just, you know, turn it off, turn it on, keep what you want, keep what you don't want. And because since you made a backup of layer, you can also turn off the blur if you don't like that either, or you can, you know, Control Z to back it up or delete it, start over. You can also lower the opacity, you know, depending how much, like, oh, I did it too blurry. No, you can lower the opacity, it's fine. There's so many ways you can customize your thumbnail, guys. Like, it is endless. Kat, I don't like the color. Like, go to color balance, and then again do the same thing. Press Alt and down if you only want to adjust that layer. You know, mess around with your colors if you want, purple, or you can even, instead of color balance, you can even choose hue and saturation, and there's a bar here that changes all the colors. Woo! Sunday morning, let's go. Blue, we're going blue today. You can literally do endless amount. I freaking love Photoshop, guys. Literally my day job is Photoshop. I Photoshop 9 to 5 plus everything I have to do for stream. And literally you can make the coziest thumbnail and make it more intense by adding some anime lines. Sunday morning! Oh my god! Of course you don't have to, you know, do that. You could have it normal. Sunday morning breakfast. Also, things that you can mess with is the filters. Okay, so for example, the anime lines. If you go to where it says normal, pressing any of these effects can also affect the image. Like, guys, I'm telling you, there's a lot to do. You know, you can also add a border. Let me show you how to make a border real quick. Go over to the rectangle tool. You choose your entire thumbnail. You go over to the right, make sure you make a new layer. And if you happen to see that your layer is accidentally connected to a non-wanted layer, you can press the same button, Alt, move it away, and, you know, re-alt things that were connected. Back to the stroke, you highlight the entire thumbnail, you make a new layer, you right click on the screen, you press stroke, and then you put 2 pixels. Easy. And then you're like, what? That didn't do anything. Hold on. Press Control D to deselect. Or you can go up to select and press deselect. Press that layer. Also click your layer. Go to your stroke. And then boom. Now you can, you know, make a stroke on your video. You can make it white, any color that you want. You know, we were blue earlier. Sunday mornings, you can turn on the anime lights. Sunday morning blue waffles. Yeah, don't look that up. Okay, so it's so fun. For this case, we're gonna go white. Also remember, it doesn't have to only just be a picture. You can, just a reminder, you don't only have to have the image. You know, you can add your picture, you can add your logos, you know, you can still customize it to how you want. Sunday morning, you know, you can always customize it how you want, and boom, just like that, it's already how it was previously, as before. There are many ways to making a thumbnail. By the way, I know I didn't do it on the side here. I've been doing this for a bajillion years. So my advice, if you're starting out, you should definitely name all of your layers. Like image, picture. This one's called anime lines. This one's the text, you can tell. This one we gotta call border. I can't spell. Well, you know, this is what football, sport thumbnail. Make sure you name your files so it's less confusing for you. These are together, so I'm going to put them in a group and call it Rick Astley. I know Photoshop can be a little overwhelming, but just take it step by step and you'll be fine. It's pretty simple. After you're done making your thumbnail, I'm gonna even change it to makeup. Look, I'm gonna move my layer. I'm gonna move my makeup layer to the bottom to make sure the thumbnail and the font is on top. I'm gonna turn on my layer, make sure it's not connected to any other thing. I'm gonna stretch out my image, same thing. Boom! Now it's makeup time, baby. And then you can put your face on the side. You know, I'm putting on makeup. You know, get ready with me. How I do my makeup. You know, you can tell that this is my video because my avatar is here. You could do a get ready with me. Make the font fit into your thumbnail, and so on and so forth. Honestly, this could probably be a better font, but again, this is just an example. Get ready with him. with me. Get ready with me. Please, get ready with me. Anyways, once you have your image that you want, or your thumbnail, or whatever you want, we're going to go with this Sunday morning thing. You're going to go to File, and then Save As, and save your Photoshop file in case you want to go back to that to make any adjustments. Like maybe you accidentally, made a line or something and you noticed it late and you have to go back and you turn it off. It's always smart to keep your file until you definitely know you don't need it. So once you save your Photoshop file, you go back again to File, Save a Copy, and then you save it into a JPEG. This was my first time doing like a full-on step-by-step tutorial. I'm so sorry if it was confusing. Please let me know if you were able to get through this video and make a thumbnail yourself. Let me know in the comments if I was helpful at all, or if you want to find out more information perhaps about Photoshop. Who knows? Let me know if you need any help with anything Photoshop related. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Goodbye.